beautiful. Thank you. That's beautiful. Oh, that sounds so great.
Just writing a song.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. We're just waiting a couple more minutes for people to get on, and we'll start right at 11. So.
What time is it now?
It is 10:58.
10:58. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to play like right at 11 when you're first talking?
No, that's okay. That was just good intro. Well, Susie said fabulous guitar, Laura.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice to just hear people noodle all the time. I love it. And just fooling around. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like figuring out just progressions that make you think of songs. Some interesting. My songs sort of come in at the same time sometimes, like a melody and a lyrics all together. I don't know. Divine downloads, I actually call them.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, today I learned a new word, noodle.
Noodle.
You can ask me to do noodle out with what? Noodle as in spaghetti or something?
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Okay, good. Noodle.
Yeah.
Now we should have someone from behind going, ready to go live in 5, 4. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Yes. And it is 11 o'clock and we are going to get started. Good morning, everyone. Welcome home. Welcome to our celebration of love, where we come together to recognize that we are this one power, this one life, this one love. It dwells within us as us, and it is all around us, and it's up to us to really kind of tune into it. So this is what we get to remember and remind ourselves of on a Sunday. And it is definitely Women's women's power today. I have with me Laura Robinson as our guest vocalist, and our practitioner today is Hester Ostry. So thank you, beautiful women, for joining me. And I am going to have you, Laura, start us off with an opening song.
Sure.
Yeah. And this one that you're starting us off with is?
The first song is an original song that I wrote a number of years ago. It's called Benefit of the Doubt. So you said that the theme for this month, I think, was action, and I was trying to choose some songs. I'm going to do 2 originals and 2 covers. But the action for this would be, I guess, compassion, and showing compassion to each other and tolerance of each other and of yourself. And it's kind of as I said to you earlier, it's like most of my songs are love songs. It's almost impossible for me not to write a love song, but they have this double message of spirit, because like you said, it's just all about love. So anyway, this is a song called Benefit of the Doubt.
Beautiful.
The sky was an open window and the clouds were the dress that she wore just for him. He was hoping she could see what he wanted to say, so he wouldn't have to confess that his love was running thin. But they walked downtown together, and of course it started to rain. Her face was like a thunder cloud, but she knew where to put the blame, because nobody's immune to hard times. Everybody nobody is in this thing alone. Can you hear it okay?
Coming in and out.
It's working before.
That's so fun. I know. Our sound checks are perfect.
That's so weird. I hear talking.
Can you hear me okay?
I can. I don't know. Me having a delay. I don't know if that's maybe you should just.
Oh, that's so sweet. Ah, I see that actually. All right, now Hester.
You Mark, tell me something. Maybe if you guys mute your mic, I'm singing that there's an echo. It was working before, but now there's 3.
That's so funny. Well, Hester has now left. I'm going to call Hester back. I think that's what happened. We lost her, and then something went.
I'm back.
Hey.
I tell you,
Yeah, just need your video.
yeah.
Well, that is so funny. I do not know what's going on.
Well, I hate you. Yes.
I'll mute my microphone.
Okay. Hester, I have lost your video as well. Your video is off.
Oh, shouldn't be. I don't want to because everything is working okay. So how can I arrange that? Can you?
Yeah, and there you are, Hester. Okay, you're back on.
I didn't do anything. And I don't see you, Helen.
No, you won't see me. That's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. All right. Laura, do you want to try again?
I can try again. Are you
Because
hearing
now
an echo now?
No, it's absolutely perfect.
This is called Benefit of the Doubt. Take two. Sky with open window and clouds, with a dress that she wore just for him. He was hoping she could see what he wanted to say, that he wouldn't have to confess that his love was running thin. But they walked downtown together, and of course it started to rain. Her face was like a thundercloud, but there's nowhere to put the blame, because nobody's immune to hard times. Everybody needs to know that there's someone there helping them out. Nobody is in this thing alone, no. Everybody give your brother the benefit of the doubt. She just ordered a coffee. It was strong and black, and she drank it right down, and she looked at him sitting there. She saw that ticket in his wallet as he got up to pay the bill. He was leaving her, man, it wasn't fair. But they walked back home together on opposite sides of the street. See, the thing about parallel lines is that they're never gonna meet. No, they're never gonna meet. But still she knew that nobody's immune to hard times. Everybody needs to know that there's someone there helping them out. Nobody is in this thing alone, no, no. Everybody give your brother the benefit of the doubt. Come on, everybody give each other the benefit of the doubt.
I am so glad that you played that again, because just even the lyrics of, everybody goes through hard times, and to know that somebody's there. And I think that's so important for just what we're going through at this time. And it's funny because there's a lot about mental health popping up on Facebook. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be quite the thing to deal with in terms of feeling lonely and isolated. And not that that's new, but it seems to be a resurgence of focusing on it again, and to understand that there are people who care. I mean, that's one of the reasons we come together in community, is to have that connection. So it was beautiful. And I don't know what happened with technology, but I saw on a newscast somebody having difficulty with technology, and it made me feel really good. I was like, I'm not the only
We
one.
hung in there, so I'm so glad.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to light our candles. And again, our candles are part of recognizing our own oneness with all of life, but also recognizing all the faiths, all the traditions that have encompassed love, that love the very basis of our teachings. And that really, I mean, that's what we come home to is love within ourselves, so that we can share share that energy with everyone. So I am going to light the candle. First of all, recognizing Hinduism, which is the oldest tradition in the oldest world religion, and it's actually a compilation of many philosophies. And what Hinduism talks about in terms of the golden rule is treat others as you would want yourself to be treated. And then Judaism, what you yourself hate, do to no being. And Buddhism, hurt not others with that which pains yourself. In Christianity, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In the Tao, regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain. Regard your neighbor's loss as your own loss. And then in Confucianism, the maxim of loving kindness is what ought to be acted upon one's whole life. And Islam, do unto all beings as you wished have done unto you. And our First Nations traditions, live in harmony, for we are all related. In the Baha'i faith, the oneness of religion, the oneness of humankind. And of course, we recognize that we are spiritual beings. We are living in a spiritual universe, this incredible quantum field of potentiality. And it is governed by our own individual use of the law of cause and effect. And therefore, we want to understand that this light, this love, is who and what we are, and to really take action from that, which is part of our theme this month, action. Well, it is our theme this month. And so now I'm going to invite our beautiful practitioner of the day, who is just such an incredible woman. She is just doing amazing things. She's completely transforming her family and her life and the world around her. And Hester, I'm going to ask you to lead us into affirmative prayer, please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here today to express myself about action, and also to get to know more about myself and for each one of us here today. So can you please close your eyes if you wish to, and relax and take a deep breath. Okay. This is what I know right here and right now, that there is one infinite, powerful, and loving energy that is forever expressing, forever expanding, and forever active in all its creations. Everything and everyone that is created from its very essence, its very substance, and possesses all its qualities. That is all goodness. This divine energy is everywhere. Therefore, I totally believe that it permeates all its goodness through me, as me. And I know it is the same for everyone. This mighty energy is all there is. As God, I know that whatever action I take, no matter whether it is voluntary or involuntary, big or small, it is always the right action, because it's the divine's nature to spring into being through my thoughts and actions, to express through me. Just like the universe, I am forever perfection in action, because that is who I am at all times. As I look around me, all I see is one powerful action in progress, flowing through all life, energizing, harmonizing, and loving all its creations. Because I know that I possess all the qualities and nature to take right action, I am now resting in peace. All my actions are based on what serves me for my highest good, the good for others and the good for the world. Love and compassion have replaced all that no longer serves me for my highest good. I rejoice in the knowingness that behind every action is a greater action, always ready to give to our highest good. I am totally immersed right now in complete gratitude to welcome home for giving me this amazing opportunity to share my thoughts with all of you on Right Action. I release my word as law, knowing that every word, every thought is already flowing in the right way in all activities, every situation and experience, serving us to our highest and best. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Thank you.
And so it is. Thank you, Hester. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And I see that we've actually lost, now we've dropped Laura off.
Jesus.
Oh,
boy.
Okay, you just swore. I love it, Hester. Oh, you're so funny. That is so funny. Let me just see if I can get Laura back here. Oh, there she is. Let's bring her up. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, I know. That's terrible though.
But how authentic.
Now you know me, like, oh, yes, I'm losing the
Yeah.
patience now. Technology.
Yes. Well, can't lose patience with it because it is what it is. And, that's just part of life right now.
Yes.
Laura.
Thanks back, Laura. Did you guys? Oh,
I'm going to have you take us into
Were you
another
trying
song.
me to pray again?
Yes, I
Were you
was.
trying to reach me to pray?
Yeah.
Can you see me okay?
I can see you.
It
Yes,
came in on
I
my
can.
phone.
Oh, did you?
Hello,
Okay.
Helen, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, Laura.
Oh, jeez.
Technology. Are you trying to call me? Try again?
Um, are you there, Laura?
I'm here, but can you try me again? I have you on my phone, but not on my computer. But if you guys can see me, I can do it on my phone.
Oh.
Can you see me?
No.
Mark, can you? Mark?
Oh, I can sort of see. Yeah, I can see you, Laura. I think. I've got a blurry screen of you,
No.
so. Laura, I am going to do my talk with you, Hester.
Okay.
And let's talk about how you are using the theme of the month as how that's impressing upon you. What action are you taking in your mind these days?
Okay. Last month I know the theme was release, and I was able to take the opportunity to release some areas that I feel that was holding me back in my forgiveness. So I did release the judgmental attitude that I held against certain people. And in doing so, I realized that I also had to forgive. Then I became more aware of my thoughts, training my mind to see the divine spirit in everyone and to accept the wholeness of it all. I felt better, but there was that lingering feeling of something missing until now. So the theme for this month is action. It dawned on me that we action from the time we consider voluntary or involuntary, always active, from a cell to where we are today. What we should ask ourselves is, what is the power behind all that activity? Since we were brought into this world in very active. To me, it can only be a divine, powerful, and infinite energy that permeates through everyone and everything, that it is everywhere and always present. The all powerful one, God, and the all knowing one mind that is always active in all situations, experience, and circumstances. So let's go back. I'm going back to last month, when releasing my judgmental attitudes and forgiving others. They were wonderful, warm thoughts and feelings. But according to Ernest Holmes, from this day forward, we also need right action to eradicate thoughts that no longer support or serve us. So I'm thinking my action this month should go beyond thoughts, should go beyond feelings, should be put into some kind of a physical action. So what's going in my mind right now is to prevent from the judgmental issues from turning into a pattern. I have to show love, kindness, and respect to others, even if I have to do it from a distance. So that's where I am right now with action.
I love it. You can also show love, kindness, and respect for technology. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, that's beautiful, Hester. And I've watched you take so much action in mind over the last year, 2 years in your practitioner studies, and just how you are bringing yourself to life and to your family is beautiful, beautiful to witness. That I'm so happy for you. Would
Yes,
you?
because I have been having some judgmental thoughts about family too, about some
Mm,
of some attitudes that I don't like and so on. But I must say, since I started studying science of mind, I have become more compassionate. I've seen things from their point of view. I've realized that they are all God, and that have helped me to develop a stronger bond with my children and my family.
mm, beautiful. Would you like to take us into the affirmation for this month?
Right. The affirmation for this month is: the action that I take in my mind is reflected in my experience.
Mhm. So let's say all that. Let's say that all together. The
Action
action I take in
I
my mind
mind
is
is reflected
reflected in my
in my
experience.
experience.
Thank you, Hester. And it's wonderful. This is your first time joining us as a
Yes, it
practitioner,
is.
and it's fantastic to have you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
In
Everything's an
spite of
experience, Hester.
technology.
Yes. I'm going to see if I can get Laura back up here and get her online. She's coming up. Come on, Laura. Come in. I think it might be a Skype thing today.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah. Don't we usually use Zoom?
Well, we've been using Ecamm, but I'm really considering going back to Zoom.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was using this because of the musicians. It's supposed to give a better sound. I'm not even convinced of that at this point. Come on, you. At all. don't know. This could be a just. Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Laura. It's not a great connection, that's for sure.
There we are.
There.
Hi, guys. There's a
Hi.
lot of technology, Mark. Hi. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see me now?
Yeah, you're frozen. There you go.
Okay, hi guys. We're just trying to adjust here. I had to move because the call came in on my phone. It's like we're having technology crazy. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Do you want to hear? We'll just try this.
Let's go to the breakthroughs.
As long as you can hear me, okay?
Okay, you're frozen.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, just hold it right there. Okay, this is a song. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you. I just.
Hello?
Yes, I can, but we're frozen.
Hello?
Hello, Laura.
Oh. Yes.
Laura, I think I am going to let this go, as I think you already have. Well, it's always an interesting learning experience, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. I'm sure Laura is quite beside herself on this. I am going to go into my talk because keeping you all waiting while there's all these technical things is kind of craziness. I wanted to speak to you today about action in mind. And over the past week, I've had a number of experiences which I've asked myself, what's going on in my mind? Because everything that shows up in my experience is a reflection of what I'm willing to say yes to. And sometimes when I'm saying yes to something, I get less than what I'm saying yes to, especially if I'm settling. So every action in my mind, which is a thought or a belief or a state of being, is motivated by an intention. My intention is a cause that exists as one with an effect. So my intention from my mind creates some kind of effect in my life. And I've become aware of some of the barriers in my own mind, which are creating certain effects in my life that I'm ready to release and let go of. I've also, over the past few weeks, listened to a lot of people's beliefs that are creating barriers in their life. And why do we put up all those barriers that create a feeling of separateness? Because we think that they will keep us safe. But safe from what? Does the belief that somehow the world is an unsafe place make it so we must protect ourselves from living life fully, loving fully, because we're afraid we'll be hurt if we don't follow the rules? Not sure who made up those rules in the first place, but those rules, conscious and unconscious, run through us like a virus, lodging into our minds and disabling us from connecting to who we truly are. And, we are that infinite love in the universe that is infinitely expressive and adventurous and powerful, creative, joyful, abundant, prosperous. But if we're not living in that place, we're the ones who have put up the barriers. And unfortunately, so many people reach their elder years still entrenched in their false operating system. Only our true selves live forever and is truly, truly free in this world. And what is our true self? Our true self is life and being and love. Love is what you were made for. Love is who you are. And when you live outside of love, you're not living your true being or with full consciousness. So your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And that is from Rumi. So we are not to seek love. We are to know it, to live it, to be it. For this is our true self. And anything that is not a vibrational match of the self-givingness of our soul, our true self, unto itself, is then a false self. If we do not let go of our separate self, our false self, at the right time, in the right way, then we are the ones that remain with all those barriers. We remain stuck and trapped and addicted. And I do not wish to go through my life living in the illusionary world of limitations. If one more person tells me that in turning 60 this year is when everything changes, and not for the better. People aren't telling me it gets better. People are telling me life is for the worse. That, I hear everything from all the horrible things that are going to happen to my body, to my mind, to my life as I start to age. Well, I'm choosing to revise my idea of who I am and what my life looks like based on my intentions, and knowing that as I live with the understanding that I live in a quantum field of possibilities and infinite potential and creativity, and that I open myself up to these greater pathways of creative and effective action, and all of that starts in my mind, then I will be living an amazing life in my 60s, in my 70s, and for however long I live. But so many of us believe that this aging process and, everything that happens to us, which nothing happens to us, everything happens for us, as us, through us. But we believe it happens to us and it erodes the quality of our life and we get smaller and smaller and smaller. So my question to you is, are you truly willing to surrender into something greater than the illusion of limitation and sameness? Yeah, I said sameness. Because in our minds, we are all creating these barriers based on the collective agreements made by a majority of people who claim that that is reality. I don't have to claim that. You don't have to claim that. In no way are you and I beholden to what those claims are. And what are they based on? Experience? Science? Science is a human-made idea and experience. I'm more interested in consciousness. For when we come to the understanding that the universe is in us and we are in the universe, we can enter and evolve into a completely different state of consciousness. One where our mind is interacting with the universe so that we live in a radically different state of being. We are living from our true self. And here's another Rumi quote. Only after we have fallen into the true self will we be able to live as the mystic. Our separate self is what we grow up to think who we are, but our thinking doesn't necessarily make it true. It is the social and mental constructs that gets us started on our life's journey. It sets up a whole slew of agreements between us, our family system, our parents, our school friends, our partners, our spouse, our culture, our religion, and it becomes our mental equivalent because we just take it as that is what it's to be. The beliefs we hold onto that are learned and passed on from generation to generation. And what's that story about the ham that doesn't fit in the dish, but it's the ham and the dish has always been used, the same pan through generations, and nobody thinks to maybe use a different dish because that's the one that's been used for generations? I got to figure out what that story is, but it's like, use a different dish. Find a different way. We do not have to do the same things if we don't want to. We do not have to live in the same limitations as past generations did. And all these beliefs that sit within us define consciously and unconsciously, oh, this is who I am, or this is who I think I should be in order to be lovable enough and good enough in this lifetime. And we take on all these ideas in order to survive, in this world. And I say now, let's go beyond survival. Let's move up into thriving so that we can expand in our own minds and create a very different experience. So our separate self is often based on appearance and education and job and money and all those things on the outside. And it's so funny because I was watching Super Soul Sunday, all the old episodes back from the 80s, you know, with the really big hair and the shoulder pads and those bright silk blouses. And it was quite funny to see the look back then. But there was this person who, Gary Zukav was the guest, who wrote The Seat of the Soul. And if you haven't read it, it is like the book to read in terms of consciousness and really understanding the power of your intention and living from your soul's purpose. But this one person said, yeah, I realized I was just doing everything for money, to look good on the outside. And he was a lawyer and he was doing all this stuff and making all this money. And once he realized and he got really clear, he started following his life purpose, which was to serve the elderly. And he became a nurse and worked with people with Alzheimer's. And he said, I feel more complete. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up everything that you love. I'm not saying that. But if you're using it to make yourself something, to think that you are enough by what you have around you, but you're still empty inside, that's the trapping of the ego. That's the trapping of believing that somehow you are nothing on the inside and the outside world defines you. And too often our ego poses for the real thing. And we need to start edging God out to be replaced with entertaining God only and really recognizing our own beautiful self within. So when we are able to move beyond our separate self and embody our true self, then we will experience a love from within that can never be taken away. Never. And we won't need any barriers. We won't need any limitations or ideas that put us in a box. We won't be scared and believe that someone can take our power away or hurt us, because they can't. No one, in the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, can make us feel anything unless we consent to it. Unless we consent to it. So when we recognize that we are connected to the whole, then we no longer need to defend or protect ourselves. We no longer need to have these barriers, these erroneous ideas of, I can only do things at a certain time because that's the way my world works. Well, but what if you were to do it at a different time? And what if you were to open up your world? And what if you were to say, you know what, there are no time constrictions? Because I'm living in the quantum universe where the past, present, and the future are all one right here, right now. My reality is this moment. That's it. And I'm creating it. I am creating it. Just as we are all creating our own realities. And what your reality is and what my reality is are two different realities. Because I am not where you are and I am not in you. You are in you. But when we no longer need all those barriers to create that illusion of safety, we don't have those excuses anymore. So no more excuses regarding technology. Ha 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 ha. If it's not working, and obviously I don't think this program is working and we need to shift and change it. No more excuses around health or fitness or your wealth or prosperity or abundance or your relationships or lack thereof. Or your excuses around your ability to have adventures in your life or to learn new things. If you live in those excuses, then recognize you are fully responsible for the effects that show up, nobody else. When we are connected to this part of us that is inexhaustible, unhurtable, the true self cannot be hurt. The true you is indestructible. The true you is infinitely creative. The true you has infinite possibilities and potential. All of our hurts and feelings of being offended come from being separated from this true self. When we really know who we are and we're willing to claim it and embody it, then we start living life. And this is one of our greatest lessons. There are many times in my life that I have felt hurt, I felt bewildered, I felt shame, I felt guilt, I felt betrayed, I felt small. And now I bless every single one of those experiences, those times, because it has brought me to this place of really knowing who I truly am and the journey that I'm on. And we're all on an evolutionary trajectory of consciousness. We're like, whether we realize it or not, we're all on it. And that's what this whole experience that we are in now in the world is saying, wake up. Wake up. We need to evolve in our consciousness. So our journey is individual, and yet it's collective at the same time. But it depends on what collective you want to be a part of. Because there's the old historic collective that is riddled with limitations, or there's the opportunity to start thinking for yourself and get to know your true self and be in the collective of evolution, of knowing, that universal knowing, of limitless ideas and infinite creativity and possibilities. Remember, your intention, and I invite you to start setting intention every day because that's taking action in your mind, is a cause that exists as one with an effect, because they're two sides of the same coin. They are two sides of the same coin. And so let us recognize right here, right now, as you take a deep breath in, and I invite you wherever you are to place your hands on your heart and to breathe in to that big, beautiful heart space. Our hearts that are the first brain in the body. Our hearts that know. And our heart that is far more expansive than our cranium. The electromagnetic field reaches further from our hearts than our cranium. And so let us breathe into that electromagnetic field that is one with the electromagnetic field of this earth and the electromagnetic field of this universe, and say, I am this one big, beautiful heart in sync with the universal presence of divine love right here, right now. It is me as me. And I say yes to it. And I take that action in my mind to set my intention to expand, to grow, to evolve, and to be so much more than all those historic limiting beliefs that have no power over me. And so with that, breathe in. Breathing in and letting that settle into your body. And saying yes to the greatness that you are. And it's like the last question of meditation today. Do I know how great I am? Do I know how great I am? And again, that's not from an egoic place. That's from getting that egoic mind out of your bloated nothingness out of the way, as Emerson says, and allowing the divine circuits to flow. Let them flow. And so with that, I say thank you for joining in. Thank you for, again, technology. It is what it is. And I'm so sorry that we lost Laura. I am going to try and bring her up again and see if I can get her to at least close us off with a song, which would be fantastic. Laura Robinson, let's just see if we can get you in. I don't know if she's still hanging out or not. We'll find out. Laura, hi.
Can you see me?
I can.
Hi.
I can.
Great. Awesome.
Okay.
That was an amazing talk. I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
I was listening, just had my microphone muted.
Why don't you do the breakaway song?
Yeah,
and then I'll do
think about
announcements
that.
and we
This
can.
is an original song.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier that that I call divine downloads because sometimes the song been fully kind of formed. And this song is called Crack Wide Open. It kind of follows along with what you were saying about asking what's inside. I love what you said, trusting the grace within. And anyway. Crack wide open, waking up, more than a surprise. I remember what's inside, a river in my eyes. I don't have to make it right, 'cause I was never wrong. Wish I may, wish I might, sing my own new song, call it up, to let it go. There's a lighter way, take the leap, you showed me how. not a price to pay. Finally hear this section after all these years, letting go and free to dance, laughing through my tears. Such a gift right where I am, nowhere else to be. Cracked wide open, waking up, you led me back to me. Call it up to let it go. There's a lighter way. Take the leap. You showed me how. Not a price to pay. Clapped wide open, waking up, more than a surprise.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. You are an incredible lyricist.
Thank you.
Yeah, just so stunning. Thank you. All right, I am going to bring up our announcements. First of all, our divine giving affirmation. Divine love flows through me. It blesses and multiplies all that I have, all I give, and all I receive. I am richly blessed, creating a greater and greater flow of abundance, and so it is. And so we do gratefully receive your donations to keep us going. So thank you for that. You can always go to our website, welcomeomtoronto.com for donation, as well as to admin at Welcome Om Toronto. And then, so you know what's coming up here, again, our meditation classes are at 7:30 a.m., so you can hop in before you go to work. They're from 7:30 to 8. And Carrie runs the EFT, Emotional Freedom Meditation or Laughter Yoga at 7 p.m. on Thursday. And then Conscious Cafe starting up again on Tuesday, September 29th. So the last Tuesday of the month. Reverend June Joplin is the pastor that is transgender. She came out to her community, her congregation, and they released her because of her being transgender. She's had quite a bit of press. She's a lovely, lovely being and an incredible speaker. So I look forward to interviewing her on September 29th. That will be on Zoom or Facebook Live on our Welcome Home Toronto Facebook page. And then hit the new U button. Our visioning, 15 minutes of visioning. I will take you through every morning at 8 a.m. It'll be recorded, so if you can't make the 8 a.m. time, you will receive the recording. And it really is visioning yourself as love, joy, compassion, forgiveness, peace, grace, oneness, prosperity, all of these beautiful qualities. And what you're going to start to be able to do is not only create that mental picture of yourself as that, but actually embody it, feel it, and exude that throughout the day. So it's a great, great practice to really get that embodied sense of the truth of who you are. So you can sign up for that on our website. And I want to say thank you to you, Laura, and thank you to Hester for her beautiful words and her beautiful prayer this morning. And thank you to the Welcome Home community. Thank you. Thank you for being on. And Laura, I'll have you lead us out with one more song. And it's a beautiful song that you are going to lead us out with.
Thanks. This is a song I've never played before, but I think everyone in the community will know. It's about letting it be. When I I found myself in times of trouble. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Though the way be broken, there is still a chance that they may see. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. You can hear the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Thank you so much, Laura. It's always wonderful to have you with us, and you're such a beautiful light. Thank you.
Same to you, and thank you so much. It was lovely.
And thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.